Alright folks, so enough concepts, and then let's now apply some of these concepts, right? So again, let me remind you the situation that we have here. You have a number of pets, pet owners, sorry, and each pet owner has 3 pets. Now, if each owner had a single pet, then this would suffice, right? You would have an array with 5 pet owners, 5 pets, and then you would simply tie owner to pet using the index, right? But because every owner is going to have more than one pet, actually it's going to have 3, we need to give this array 3 columns like this. Now remember, in the structure of an array, the rows go first and the columns go second, right? Now let's say I'm gonna bring the number down to 2 so that the program it's easier to run. And notice that the number of rows in the 2-dimensional array is going to be exactly the same number of elements in the 1-dimensional array. That is because, again, remember the whole idea of the one-to-many relationship, right? So remember that there's one owner that has several pets, so the owner is in the one side, which is the rows, right? And the many side is the columns. So, okay, great. So let's populate the pet owners, right? I'm gonna say int I equals to 0 to 2, and I'm going to see out here, enter the name of owner I plus 1, and then I'm going to say end of line here. Why I plus 1? Because owner 0 doesn't make sense, right? So I equals to 0 is going to be owner 1, and I equals to 1 is going to be owner 2. So great. And then I see in, and I see in basically into pet owners at I. Now that that's out of the way, right? I'm going to populate the 2-dimensional array. And I want you to pay close attention to what I do here, right? The outer array is going to be the rows, right? So it's going to be I2. How many rows do I have again? I have 2, right? The first data point is the rows, row plus plus. And the inner loop is going to be the columns, right? So as long as, I think I made a mistake here, as long as the col is less than the size of the columns. Now I have 3 pets, so now I don't know if I should mention this, but just keep in mind what this structure implies. This structure implies that for every row you will do something a number of times here, and that's very important going forward in computer science. Keep in mind that for every row we are filling 3 columns, right? So it's a 2 by 3 operation here. Now again, let's say for example I'm going to say here enter the pet number, and I'm gonna say col plus 1 owned by, how do I access the owner? I use the rows, right? Row iteration here, so I say pet owners row, end of line. And then I basically do a cin, and the cin works like this: pets row call. And that seems to be it. Now that's all you have to do to populate this 2-dimensional array. And then I'm going to print the 2-dimensional array. I'm going to invoke my frenemy copy and paste here, and I'm going to erase the operations that I did, and I will use this. I will say, for example, pets owned by, and I'm going to say pet owners at row, and then in here I'm just going to iterate through the pets row and col, and then end of line. And if everything went well, this program should do exactly that. Let's see. So enter the name of owner 1, owner 2, now enter the pet number 1 owned by Kathy, It's a Yuki Emerald. And then as you can see here, the program goes exactly as expected. Now if you combine the exact example we did yesterday in workshop, I hope you didn't lose it, and this code, it should take you from A to C with this assignment. And I'm gonna put this in the video description or in the chat. So good luck, and I hope these videos helped.